At only 15 years old, Zakkee got into an altercation and made the biggest mistake of his life. A mistake that landed this teenager in prison for 4 years. He served his time, but after only a few months of freedom, Zakkee was shot 16 times while sitting in his car. Not only did he leave behind his grieving mother, his pregnant girlfriend Jasmine was also mourning his untimely death. And if this story wasn't tragic enough, Zakkee's mother was left with doubts as to whether or not Jasmine's now 5-month-old son is her biological grandchild. But before we hear what Tamara has to say, I want to warn you that the video we are about to show contains graphic footage that may be upsetting to some viewers. Take a look.
Well, my son Zakkee, my son used to play basketball, really good. He used to fix bikes around the neighborhood. He was well known as a very good kid. He was an outgoing person. He started hanging around some guys that was already in trouble with some other guys, and they came to my house and shot up my house, and he felt as though he had to protect his family. My son wound up getting his hands on a gun. He wound up getting involved in a shooting that he was not guilty of the murder itself, but he was guilty of carrying a gun. And he wound up doing 4 years in prison. He met some woman named Jasmine while he was in jail. When she met my son, she was pregnant and with someone else's child. He just wound up still talking to her. I guess when you're in jail, you need someone to talk to. When he came home from jail, he was sneaking with her. I didn't even know he was messing with her. He got her pregnant. Before my son died, he had doubts that it was his baby. He got his freedom back. And he proved that he changed his life, but he didn't get a chance to live that life. When I saw that tape, I just couldn't believe that somebody would actually just run up to him and shoot him that many times. 3 times in his face and 13 times in his neck. I mean, who would do that to somebody? Shoot him down like a dog. Oh my God, I felt like that I couldn't protect my son, and I always was there to protect my son. I didn't think that I was able to go on until the baby was born. I'm hoping that it is my grandson, because I still have a piece of my son with me. I really do hope that it is, because I already developed a relationship of this little boy. He's such a beautiful little boy, and he looks like my son. I would be very happy if it was his son. I do believe it is, though, but if it's not his son, I would be very devastated.
Did the police ever arrest anybody in connection with his death?
No, I know they were saying that they were looking for one of the people or something. Right. I'm not really sure, because after the situation, I tried to just shy away from it because it hurts. It just hurts. Yeah. Like, I can't deal with it.
Okay. I mean, it's so tragic that, whatever mistake he made where he went to prison, gets out of prison, starts a whole new life, and only lasts a couple months. Yes. It's a real tragedy. All right, well, Tamara, Zakkee's mother, is going to join us VCC. Why don't we bring her up?
Jasmine, when you first met my son, let's start from the beginning, right? My son didn't even know you was pregnant. I told my son you was pregnant because you didn't tell him that. Rightfully, you're supposed to tell somebody when you're pregnant. He didn't even know you was pregnant, okay? Now, my son started talking to you. Fine, granted, he's in jail. He's a little lonely. He needs somebody to talk to. That's fine, right? So while he was talking to you, though, you got mad because he wanted to mess with you then. You called the jail saying he was suicidal, right? So from that point on, I told my son not to even mess with you. When he got out of jail, you start sneaking with him. Because I didn't even know my son was seeing you when he got out of jail. Granted, am I right or wrong? You know I'm right.
No, that's not right. That's not true.
Okay.
It's a shame.
Tamara, do you have doubts whether this is your grandchild?
No, I don't. I believe it is my grandchild because I asked her for a DNA test. When my son died, who would not want a DNA test? She kept asking me for my son's death certificate. So why would I give you a death certificate if I don't know this is my son's child? Because my son got a job. She wants the money, and I know that. But that's fine. I'm not worried about the money because I was sending her money. Other family members were sending her money. That's not the issue. I want to be able to see my grandson. Who wouldn't want to see their grandson?
I cannot pick up and leave. When you want me to bring that
grandson.
a whole hour
I'm
and
not
some
gonna
change
keep
away.
up
I
with
cannot
her.
pick
The
up
grandson, when I
and just
call her,
bring
I'm
him
talking
to you.
my
I
grandson.
cannot.
Okay.
She's talking on
But
the
hold on.
phone,
I
but
wanna
she
hear.
constantly talking to me, and then the phone is not on my grandson. So am I right or wrong? I want to see my grandson.
When is the last time you saw your grandson?
What? A month ago? If
Okay.
that, a month ago. I only seen him like twice.
If it comes back and your son is the biological father, will this help you?
It definitely will help me, but I know I gotta go through courts to see the baby because she nutty like that. I'm not gonna be able to see the baby now because
Well,
she's mad.
I
with the
don't
fact that
know-
was doing my
I
foot.
don't know
But
if-
that's fine too, though.
Okay.
She
but-
gonna tell me she moving to Georgia, Atlanta. Steve, she told me she's moving to Georgia, Atlanta. Why all of a sudden you gonna pick up and move? She nutty.
I can't imagine what Tamara's gone. Like, we have people on the show all the time that have lost a child in the just terrible way. And I always say, I don't judge anybody who's lost a child the way they act because I know, I don't know if I could even function as a parent if I lost a child in that way. But I'm finding like a disconnect with the story is, why are things so bad? Like, okay, Zakkee is gone, but he lives on through this little baby. There should be, I would think everybody would rally around the child, but we have all this bickering and bitterness. Why, in your opinion, is this happening?
Steve, I really don't know because I'm the calm one. I don't get into all that screaming back and forth. I never do because it's not my business. I stay to myself. Okay.
She just supports
But
me.
I support my daughter because she is mine.
Right.
That night that her son was murdered, my daughter could have been standing right next to her. So my grandkids would have lost their parent.
He wanted to leave your daughter. That's why y'all mad.
I could care less about it.
You know he wanted to leave her, and she know that too.
Anyway,
Bye.
Steve,
Are you kidding me?
that has nothing to do with
This is
that.
what I deal with, Steve. I can
And then
never
she'll
have a
call,
conversation.
and then she'll
Why you
call
think
and
the
be
other baby
sweet as
father's not
pie.
her life?
Yeah,
Because she's messy and so are you. You support the messiness. You support messiness.
So
Yes, please.
you did a DNA test to determine whether this was your son's.
That's my son, baby.
Yeah.
That's my
and
son, baby.
the results of the DNA test, Tamara, is that you are the grandmother of Jasmine's son.
And you already knew this. But you knew this.
From everybody.
You knew this, Tammy.
You knew that.
You knew it. You texted her this morning and said that you was the grandmother. You texted her this morning and said you was the grandmother.
Public apology, that's it.
Maybe you guys could talk and figure it out.
Chicken.
Hey,
That's what I'm
Tamara.
gonna say. Chicken.
Okay. I'm happy for you that your son, in a way, lives on through the little boy. And I
Yes,
hope,
thank you.
and I hope that brings you peace, right?
It does. I'm
Yes.
very happy. I already knew it though.
Right.
Lorraine
So-
know that. Everybody knows that. For the staff that I wanted to be my baby, I already knew it.
Okay.
Okay, it's just that I can't force her to make me see that baby. I can't force her to give me a
But she
DNA
wants
test.
you to- she
Thank
wants you to see the
Steve, so
baby.
much because I don't need you to pay me to find out a DNA.
Okay.
Welfare would have did that
Okay.
for free because she
Tamara,
gets food stamps.
Tamara,
So
she wants you to see the
Yes.
baby.
I wish.
She wants you to see the baby. So
Yes.
I hope that somehow we can make this work for Sunday, okay?
yes.
Congratulations. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
Steve.
for being on, Tamara. Good luck to you, and I hope I see you again.
Yes, I do
Okay.
too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I get the feeling you two are going to have to rise above it.
And I do, Steve. I don't get involved
First of all, I'm
with
very
this.
impressed with you, ma'am. I got to say, you're the most level-headed person.
My
And-
mother
and if-
raised a lady, okay?
And if everybody was more like you, I wouldn't have a show, okay? So,
I could have bought the ratchet.
No.
Well, somebody has to be, above it all here. Because the sad thing is, the little boy, as he gets older, is going to want to know
And he's a
his family.
sweetheart.
Right. And it's about him now. It's all the other stuff doesn't matter. And I know you're in a very difficult position here. Seems like not very reasonable sometimes on the other end. But I hope that you'll rise above it, like I said, and that the grandmother.
I've been doing it for this long.
Yeah.
And I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, I hope it works out Sunday. I really do. And if it doesn't, you'll let us know either way.
Yes.
If that visit happens.
Yes.
I wish you all the luck in the world. Take care.
Thank you, Steve.
Nice meeting you.